Hello, snakes. My name is Dante, and today it's Podcast Tuesday once again, and there are more Jumpstart Historic Horizons spoilers, which is great. So yeah, and huh? Okay, yeah, and we're just gonna be reviewing. There's this one card from the set, new card called Tome of the Infinite, which for 1 mana allows you to randomly conjure a card from its spellbook, which is a set of 9 1 mana spells that you can just where you basically it puts it to your hand, one of the 9 cards, a copy of the card randomly, then it gains the ability in your hand to be cast with any color of mana. So yeah, and it actually seems cool, the card. So let's just review this card and 9 cards from the thing, which are 1 mana instants or sorceries from there. But we start off always with a combo and a non-bow. Goblin Medics, Karametra's Favor, and Freed from the Real. So, Karametra's Favor plus Freed from the Real allows you to infinitely tap and untap the enchanted creature. If they're both put on the same thing, you can infinitely just tap and untap the creature. Just like my outro, yeah. But then if you have Goblin Medics, which when you tap it, it deals 1 damage to any target. So with this, you deal infinite damage. Infinite damage and infinite activated abilities. And also allows you to turn blue mana into mana of any color as well. Allows you to filter blue mana. So yeah, this is just a really cool combo there, and yeah. So it's Goblin Medics, Freed from the Real, and Karametra's Favor. So yeah. Next week there'll be another combo, and that's the combo of the week. Very cool. And yeah, let's just go in for the non-bow of the week. Spirit of the Labyrinth and Sylvan Library. Now Sylvan Library does not take effect. Just basically, because Sylvan Library, what allowed you to do was like, rather than drawing 1 card per turn, you can actually choose 1 card out of 3, but then you can spend 4 life for each extra card you want to take, basically. Yeah. And basically with Spirit of the Labyrinth, since you can only draw 1 card each turn, then these 2 cards, well, then it doesn't work, Sylvan Library. And that is somehow a non-bow that works that are both in the same deck, in the same legacy deck or something, yeah. And yeah, it just disables your Sylvan Library. And yeah, I tell you don't want to try that. So, let's just go in to the number 10 of that list of cards. And it is, yeah, the worst one of them. Oh. Light of Hope. It is a 1 mana instant that you can choose one to gain 4 life, destroy target enchantment, or put a +1 counter on a creature. And yeah, it's just the worst out of the 9 plus the spellbook, because I'm ranking the spellbook and the 9 the tome and the 9 cards in the spellbook from worst to best, and this is the number 10, which is the Light of Hope, and yeah, it's not really that good. It's just a stronger version of Demystify. It just destroys an enchantment, or it destroys an enchantment. You gain 4 life, or put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. It's better than Demystify because it allows you to gain 4 life or put +1/+1 counter instead. It's still worse than Erase, because Erase just straight up exiles the enchantment. Oh yeah, yeah. That's the number 10, and it's Light of Hope. Let's go into the number 9, and it is simple 9. Giant Growth. 3 mana, 1 mana instant that gives a creature +3/+3 on turn of turn. Not too good. It's just but yeah, just it's cool because like basically it just temporarily grows a creature, so it's good in some kind of decks, or like in fact that's where you can use a Giant Growth and stuff. There's a red version called Brute Force, which also does the same thing. It's a time-shifted version. And yeah, that's the number 9, Giant Growth, and yeah, it's actually cool. So yeah. Yeah, and I like the card. Also, I don't know which art is it gonna be using, but this is probably my favorite art out of the Giant Growth, because it's just Jiang Yangu and just grows his dog, which is the Giant Growth spell. Yeah, just eating the Eternal Army. Very cool. So yeah, that's the number 9. Let's go to the Golden 8, and it is Assault Stroke. 1 mana sorcery. Target creature gains double strike on turn. It's a much worse version of Timur Battle Rage, because I mean it is 1 mana but doesn't give trample, and it's a sorcery. If it were instant speed, this would be better than Timur Battle Rage, but since it's a sorcery, it just ruins the whole card. So yeah, because what you want to do with the Assault Stroke is like you just catch the opponent by surprise. But then Assault Stroke, you just cast it and the opponent can just do something about it. However, with Timur Battle Rage, Boros Charm or Double Cleave, the opponent can't do anything about it. Yeah. And yeah, it's just a Assault Stroke. That's the number 8. And yeah, there we go. It's just a sorcery speed double strike card. It could be considered better than what's it called, but oh yeah, Giant Growth, but I don't think it is. So yeah, that's the number 8, Assault Stroke. So let's go to the simple number 7, and it is oh, sorry, wrong button. Force Spike. 1 mana instant, counter target spell unless its control pays 1. So this is a very powerful counter spell, which is better than Spell Pierce and what's it called? Oh yeah, Spell Pierce and Stubborn Denial, as it targets any spell. Might be only 1 instead of 2, but it counters any spell. However, Spell Pierce only works with non-creatures, and even though they have to pay 2, but it works only with non-creatures. Then there's Stubborn Denial, which is for non-creatures, and but they have to pay 1 mana. But if you have a Ferocious, which is a power 4 greater, you counter it directly. But then there's always Counterspell, which is better than Stubborn Denial. These are all just 1 mana cards that you can conjure with the Spellbook. Spellbook itself is 3 mana, and you pay 1 mana to conjure the card, which then you can spend 1 mana of any card to cast the card later on. Let's just go in to the number 6, and it is Duress. 1 mana sorcery, target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-creature, non-land card from it. That player discards that card. So it's just a weaker version of Thoughtseize or Inquisition of CODZ, as it doesn't hit creatures. Thoughtseize hits creatures, but you have to pay 2 life, or no, you lose 2 life for it. Then there's Inquisition of CODZ, which hits creatures as well, but it's only for 3 or less. Then there's like Pick the Brain, which is exactly the opposite of Inquisition of CODZ. That's why no one plays it in Modern. But it's a card instead. So yeah, that's the number 6, Duress. And yeah, it's played in Standard though. But it's not really that good. So, let's just go into the number 5. And it is Dark Ritual. 1 mana instant to add 3 mana. A really powerful card. A classic, and yeah, it's just it just ramps you up for 1 turn. It's played in Legacy Storm decks and some Commander decks as well, and it just gives you a head start. It's not Modern legal, and it's not intended to be Modern legal because Modern does not have turn 1 wins. That's what we know about Modern. Unless if you're going second. There's only 1 way to win in turn 1 if you're going second. If you're going first, you can't win in turn 1 on Modern. Because the only way you could do it initially was with a Simian Spirit Guide and Gemstone Caverns. But now you only have Gemstone Caverns, and you don't have Simian anymore. They banned it. They banned also the other way where you could do it, which is like some rights or something. I don't remember the name. It's like a 1 mana instant that adds you. It's 1 red instant to add 2 red plus 1 additional red mana for each of that card in all graveyards. But yeah, that's the number 5, Dark Ritual. So now let's just go into the number 4, and it is Ponder. 1 mana sorcery. Look at top 3 cards of your library and put them back in any order. You may shuffle and draw a card. Well, like a few days ago, I logged into MTG Arena and apparently they banned Fastest Oracle and Brainstorm. So Now historic will have like Ponder only as a conjuration card, and like I can be like, why would Ponder be in the conjure list and stuff like that? If there's Brainstorm, whoa, I found out Brainstorm was actually banned. So yeah, so Ponder is actually the closest thing to Brainstorm, which you can use with Tome of the Infinite. And yeah, it's just a weaker version of Brainstorm, which is banned in Modern due to that power. It's a 1 mana sorcery that, well, yeah, you basically get to rearrange the top 3 cards of your library, and if you don't like any of them, you can just shuffle them away. Then you draw a card. So it's like basically a more powerful improvise, or yeah, it's a more powerful improvise, and just say or impulse with 3 cards only, and but sorcery speed though, that's the thing. Still, Ponder is just really powerful. So let's just go into the golden 3, and it is yeah. Remember to add the inventory, and we got Swords to Plowshares, 1 mana instant. Exile target creature, and the controller gains life equal to the power. So yeah, it's just a really powerful removal, probably the best removal in the game, and it's better than Path to Exile because rather than giving them a land, you just give them life. This is not in Modern, but yeah, this is it is just Legacy. And yeah, in Modern we've got Path to Exile in Dispatch, but in Legacy we've got Swords to Plowshares, which is better than Path to Exile. Swords to Plowshares. Yeah, it's just really good, and yeah, let's just go into the number 2, and it is Tome of the Infinite itself. 3 mana legendary artifact, which you can pay 1 mana and tap it to conjure a random card from the spellbook into hand, and it perpetually gains. You may spend manas over your mana of any color to cast a spell. And up until there's like 9 cards in the spellbook, and I showed you 8 of them. The best one is the 9th card of the spellbook, which is better than the tome itself. And it's and if you didn't notice, this card actually depicts Lightning Bolt and Ponder in the art. So yeah, this might give you a hint for what the last card is. And hopefully, if you know the list of the 10 cards, or the 9 cards, excluding Tome, then you will know the number 1. But for those who don't know, well, it's going to be a surprise. And let's go into the number 1, and it is Lightning Bolt. 1 mana instant to deal 3 damage to any target. Best card in Modern right now, and it's just really, really powerful. And one of my favorite cards. I play in Burn. Lightning Bolt. It's the key card of Modern Burn decks, and also a really good card used in other decks, such as Death Shadow or Jund. And some things as well. Prowess. including decks like sometimes Jeskai Control uses Lightning Bolt. But yeah, it's just so good that you can use it not just for burn or prowess, but for anything basically. Like Jund, they use it because, well, surface removal, and it has a last resort option where if you can't attack them somehow, just bolt them. Then Death Shadow serves as a removal, or bolt yourself to make the Death Shadow stronger. Then there's a control decks, just use it as a removal in red. Then prowess, just a cheap spell that can just boost prowess, and really high damaging spell as well. And burn, just the most damage you can deal, the best bolt out of them all, because there's the weaker bolts like Lava Spike, which only hits players or planeswalkers, just don't hit the creatures, and it's a sorcery speed. I mean, it's an arcane, so basically you could play this in a deck that uses arcanes, so you could splice onto them, like for example, Storm or Through the Breach, as it allows you to splice. And yeah. Then there's and it's also better than Rift Bolt, which is just a sorcery speed lightning bolt, well, which basically you can pay 1 mana to cast it in the next turn, or 3 mana to cast it instantly. But it's a sorcery speed. Then there's the 2 mana bolts that have extra functions and stuff. But yeah, lightning bolt is still the best bolt in there. Maybe not better than deflecting palm, but I don't know. Could be better than deflecting palm. Lightning bolt. But yeah, let's just see, what does this bring in to Historic now, the new Jumpstart Historic Horizons, because there's going to be new mechanics and new cards and stuff. Changes Historic as well, just by reprinting, or not reprinting, digitalizing lots of powerful cards, which most of them are from Modern Horizons. Yes, Modern Horizons, like Seasoned Pyromancer is now going to be in Arena and stuff. This set has like 700 cards with tons of other cards that you can conjure from outside the game. And yeah, that's all the 10 cards we've got here. So congratulations, you've reached the end of the podcast. So why don't you like and subscribe and follow if you aren't already, share with friends, stay tuned in it to my next videos, streams, and podcasts. Podcasts will be live every Tuesday, so stay tuned to them. And hopefully, every Wednesday, Midweek Magic live streams. Because it's Wednesday, yeah. Well, today's Tuesday, and every Tuesday, podcast 4 p.m. GMT or 6 p.m. CET. Yeah, just check where that is in your local time zone. Or, to not miss any out, just follow with notifications or subscribe with notifications. And join the Discord server in the channel or video description. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And bye.